Hello and welcome. Today we'll dive into 3.5 solve equations using integers, and then the division property of equality. So this is a key concept in algebra that helps us simplify and solve problems in a logical way, and then by the end of this lesson, you'll feel confident using division to isolate variables and solve equations step by step. And yeah, feel free to pause and rewind whenever needed. It's all about learning at your pace. So, alright, the division property of equality is simple but incredibly powerful. Here's what it means. So if two sides of an equation are equal, then dividing both sides by the same non-zero numbers keeps the equation balanced. So let me explain why that works. So imagine you have a balanced scale, and then if you divide the weight on both sides equally, the scales remains balanced, right? So equations are just like that scale. And then this property lets us work with equations while preserving their equality. So yeah, let's take a closer look at an example. Suppose we have the equation 4x equals 12. So to solve x, we divide both sides by 4, and which that gives us x equals to 3. So see how we dividing it helped isolating the x. Yeah, and then we'll practice this more in the next slides. Alright, now that we know the rule, let's put it into action with one-step division equations. Here's the first example. The example is solve 5x equals 25. And what I would do is start by asking myself what operation is happening to x. And then since x is multiplied by 5, we'll divide both sides by 5 to undo the multiplication. During the math, we get x equals to 5. Because 25 divided by 5 is just 5. And then let's try another example. Solve negative 3x equals 12. And then try to pause the video and give it a shot. Alright, let's check it. Divide both sides by negative 3, which is like 12 divided by negative 3, which that gives us x equals to negative 4. So yeah, hope you get it right. If not, don't worry, just keep practicing. And yeah, next slide. Alright, handling negative signs. So negative numbers can be tricky, but don't let them intimidate you. And let's focus on a key rule. So when you divide a negative by a negative, then the result will be positive always. Then here's an example of what I just said. Solve negative 2x equals negative 10. So the first step, obviously, is just to divide both sides by negative 2. And doing that, this gives us x equals to positive 5. because remember, dividing two negatives cancels out the negative signs. Now it's your turn to try. Try negative 4x equals to 16, and then take a moment to work it out. And yeah, feel free to pause. Alright, let's check it. So dividing both sides by negative 4 gives x equals to negative 4. Yeah, so the answer is negative 4, because 16 divided by negative 4 equals negative 4. Alright, applications and word problems. So equations aren't just for math class. Again, I believe I mentioned many times already, they're useful in real life too. So yeah, let's solve a word problem together. So a bag of apples weighs 24 pounds, and each bag weighs 6 pounds. And how many bags are there? First, let's just translate this problem into an equation. So since each bag weighs 6 pounds, so we can write that 6x equals to 24, because 24 is our total weight, and then the 6 is equals to each bag weighs 6 pounds, so we can write that 6x equals to 24. And then we can divide both sides by 6, which gives us x equals to 4, positive 4. So there are 4 bags. Yeah, let's try another one. So imagine you're sharing 18 pieces of candy equally among 3 friends. And then the question is, how many pieces does each friend get? And then write an equation, solve it, and then check your answer. And then feel free to pause if you need more time. Alright, let's check it. So the equation will be 3x equals to 18, and then dividing both sides by 3, 18 divided by 3, so we get 6. So we get x equals to 6. So the final answer will be each friend gets 6 pieces of the candy. Alright, practice problems. So time to practice. Solve the following equation on your own, and then I'll list them here, and then you can pause to work it through each one. So first one, solve 7x equals 49. Again, solve positive 7x equals to positive 49. And then the second one is solve negative negative 8x equals to positive 32. Again, solve negative 8x equals to positive 32. And then last one, solve 9x, solve positive 9x equals to 0. Again, solve positive 9x equals to 0. Alright, feel free to pause if you need more time as usual. Alright, ready to check your answers? So, for the first equation, 7x equals to 49. So first that we divide both sides by 7, which gives us x equals to 7. So the first answer is equals to positive 7. Got it? Alright, let's see the second one. For the second one, dividing both sides of negative 8x equals to 32 by negative 38 by negative 8 gives x equals to negative 4. Yeah, so the answer for question 2 is negative 4. And for the last one, so any number multiplied by 0 will get 0 always. So x equals to 0 for the last one. So yeah, for example, like 30 divided by 0 equals to 0. 1 billion times 0 equals 0. Anything that is multiplied or divided by 0 equals 0. Alright, hope you got them all right. If not, it's okay. Just keep practice. At the end of the video, as usual, I'll put more practice questions so that you can practice more and more and more. Alright, last slide. So yeah, let's wrap up today. 3.5, solve equation using integer, the division property of equality. Yeah, that's what we learned today. And learning the division of property of equality helps us solve equations by dividing both sides by the same number. And yeah, we practice handling negative signs, solving one-step equations. Remember the 7x equals 49. That's called one-step equation. And we even apply these skills to word problems, so that when it comes to in real life, so that you can handle it pretty sufficiently. So, last sentence, remember practice is the key. And yeah, the more equations you solve, the more confident you'll become. Yeah, so basically what that means is practice makes perfect. And then yeah, thank you for joining today, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.